Hi, my name's Chris Smith, and I'd like to invite you to Greg Wilson's Off-the-Cuff Lecture, taped live in Orange County, California, in a real-life fallout shelter. Just kidding, it's an abandoned warehouse. We spare no expense. What you're about to see is a collection of what Greg calls routine impromptu magic. That is spontaneous effects that can be done anytime, anywhere, with anything. Effects with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Total, complete, full routines, as well as utility moves that can be used numerous ways to create your own routines. I should also mention, it's a great position to be in when someone asks you to do a trick and you can pull something off that's spectacular on the spot without bulky props, extensive preparation, or awkward excuses. So with that in mind, here's a man with no excuse, Greg Wilson. Hi, how's everybody doing? Great. Good. Where's that oomph? Oomph. Okay, you guys rehearse this now. This is good. You guys are... by the way, I'm training you guys. If you're a good audience, I'll take you on the road with me. You guys are all set. Everybody here? See, if you weren't here, you would know that. You wouldn't be able to answer that. Becky, by the way, is the only female here, so she will be the one that we will use on a regular basis to pick on. Hi, Becky. She was really impressed in the parking lot when I remembered her name. And she realized now that I don't think that would have been too difficult. For those who don't know, if I haven't told you over the phone, this is an impromptu lecture, anytime, anywhere, with anything. How to be amazing on the spot. Just pick something up and go, which means that you don't need anything with you. How you doing, Wally?
Doing okay.
You don't look as excited as I do here. Good to see you. Hey, the other thing, too, did you guys bring your linking rings, your thumb tips, and your close-up pads? That was a little joke, the impromptu. Impromptu, warming the crowd up. Hey, the first thing, you should be able to do magic literally with anything, or nothing, for that matter. In fact, I could do a trick with nothing. You guys want to see a trick with nothing? Yeah. You like that segue? You like that? A trick with nothing? Here's a handful of nothing. What do you see? Becky? So I promise I'd be picking on you. Handful of nothing. It could be anything. It could be heavy. It could be light. It could be short. It could be tall. It could be anything. Can you guys see this over there? Look at this. Nothing. What do you see, Fred? That's what you're supposed to say. A handful of nothing. If I take this nothing and hold it like this, it looks kind of like... well, I'll say a coin. If I were to flip it up, it flips like a coin, it catches like a coin, and here's the cool part. Look, if you use your imagination, it looks like a coin. Does that look cool to you? Did it look cool? Did it look cool? The cool part is like this. They say you can get something for nothing. The hard part is to make something go back to nothing. That's the cool part. There is a handful of nothing. Now, what's really neat is to try to reveal this in such a way that you don't actually give the secret away. Kind of like that. So the thing, you got to kind of, actions are louder than words, but you can't do that Italian thing when you do this, and that's pretty much how it's done. The trick, I call this something from nothing. What it is something that you probably won't have with you, and I promise you this is going to be an impromptu lecture that you would be able to just pick something up and go. I'm going to show you a method how to do this without the adhesion later. But for right now, what you use is the stuff that I didn't bring with me. It's called Spot-A-Glue. You can get this in any stationery store. And you just put it on your coin and you're ready to go. It's the difference between impromptu and improvise. Improvise, you kind of set up ahead of time. And that's the one thing I really want to try to get across to everybody is that you have to be prepared. I want to inspire you to preparedness. If you go out to a restaurant with your friends, beat them there by 5 minutes. Unless there's another magician who's trying to do the same thing. Michael Weber. When we go to a restaurant and we have lunch, he tries to beat me by 5 minutes. I try to beat him by 5 minutes, then it's 10 and then 15. Pretty soon we're like camping out ahead of time, the night before. So what you do is for this one is put some of the glue on there, leave it in your pocket, and there's like a little peel-off thing. So whenever you're ready to do the trick, you just peel it off, throw that away, and you just put this on the back of your hand. How do you do it? You just kind of stand naturally like this. And the way I do it is I talk about the weight. I say, look, it could be light, it could be heavy. When I do heavy, this is a natural way to show how heavy it is. And I leave it on the back of my hand right now. Now look how fair this is. You can show both sides of the hand. They're not looking for anything either. You're way ahead of the game at this point. So when you flip it up, they're looking up there. That's the best misdirection in the world. When it comes back down, they're still looking over here. All you have to do is turn your hand over and do that. Just cover it with your other hand, but obviously time it so you don't do that. That's a whole other trick altogether. You don't want to do that, okay? So it's simply show, flip, catch, and turn over. How did that look? Did that look okay? Now the next part is to squeeze it and show it's gone. That's the easiest false transfer you could ever do in the world, just that. They think it's here, obviously. Place it on your hand, show it. From that side, from Fred's side and Becky's side, can you tell? Can you see the coin? That's good then, because these are the worst angles right here. Throughout here, it should be very deceptive. Then if you want, you can repeat the same thing. Flip it up, catch it, and do that, and you're in business. All you have to do is peel it off without screaming. That's all you got to do. I'm kind of a little hairy there, so you just do that. You're all set. And as you're talking to them, you simply rub it off with your thumb. And the way to do it without the sticky stuff is to leave it in your finger palm again. Pretend as though you're taking something from your hand. Obviously, there's nothing there, and you leave it there. It's like a reversed false transfer. Instead of doing like a French drop like this and pretending to take the coin, you're actually leaving it from your right hand in your left hand. It's very deceptive. You show a handful of nothing, still show nothing, flip up nothing, and when you drop your hand, look at this. Come back up again, you got the coin. Does that look okay? All I'm doing is flipping it up out of the thumb hole right here. The reason you don't see it is because the other hand comes up and places it on the back of your hand like this. Simply like this. So you could do this with a quarter. You just carry a quarter in your hand, someone says, hey, do a trick. Well, what the heck? Can you see it? There's a trick with nothing. There's not much I can do with nothing except, well, there's something with nothing. And who said you can't get something from nothing? And that right there is the end of that one. Same reason with the silver dollar. The reason I'm using this is because obviously you guys got to be able to see this in the back rows. I would always use a quarter for this. This is my favorite vanish. It's an all-around vanish. In fact, it's called the all-around vanish, and Doug gets credit for the name. The way to do this is just to snap, show it gone, completely gone. Not in your pocket, not in your pants, your shirt, your sleeve, or even in between your fingers. It's completely gone. Did that look as deceptive from your side as it did from mine? Did that look okay? The way this is done is to put it in your front left pocket. How do you do that without getting caught? I'll do it again. Watch. You flip the coin up, do a false transfer, leaving it in this hand. Once again, it looks like it's in this hand. There's 4 convincers to make it look like it's gone. The first convincer is the snap. No one's thinking that you're going to conceal something in your hand. There's no way you could occupy it in their head by a snap. The second convincer is looking at your hand. The third convincer is opening your hand and showing that it's gone. The fourth convincer is this. Look how fair this looks. It looks like the trick's done. You're just going, hey, it's gone. Actually, there's a 5th convincer. Sorry about the view. You turn around, you look at this. I'm actually tossing it from hand to hand, like this. And if I toss it like this, I'm putting it in my pocket, but I'm doing it under the guise of saying I'm not doing exactly what I'm doing. So I say, look, it's completely gone. It's not in my pocket, my pants, my shirt, my sleeve, not even in between the fingers. And I'm just putting it right in there. It's the most deceptive thing. This even fools magicians, hopefully. Once again, let me break this down a little bit slower here and give you some of the finer points. The reason I flip it up in the air is so I don't draw undue attention to the coin and say, look, watch. Because nobody puts a coin in their hand like this. That's why I personally don't like retention vanishes, because you're putting too much emphasis. It looks okay, but you're putting too much emphasis on that hand. It's just a casual thing. You're making it look like you're putting it in your other hand so you can snap. There's a reason why I put it in my hand, in other words. Like this. Watch again. I look there, show it empty, still have it in this position kind of right here as I snap. Come down here like this. This says empty. I just love this. It said, hey, it's gone. It looks like I'm looking for it. Toss it to my other hand as I'm searching, and here's the move. We've got to try to break this down for you slow. There's a momentum thing, so it'll be kind of difficult. When I throw it over to my back pocket, it should look as though I'm just patting my back pockets. Then, as my right hand comes up to my left chest, my left hand is putting it in my pocket. You'll see this on the video, and you can break this down because it's real slow here. So that's one. Then I come up here and do this, this, and then this. You'll be able to see this on the video. And I put a lot of emphasis on the fact there's nothing between my fingers, too, because there's a time delay, there's a time misdirection, so people don't remember this. They'll remember this. As a matter of fact, I say nothing when I'm doing this, so they can really absorb it. And if I'm looking down, they're going to look down, and it takes the heat off them to be impressed. Because if I'm going, what do you think? Hi, hey, what do you think? You're seeking approval, and people aren't going to react. But if you're looking down here, they're reacting like crazy up there. You could give them the opportunity to do that without catching them, without them having to admit that they're fooled. So, once again, real slow. I just do this, show that it's gone. Here, 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 and gone. Another tip, don't have any other coins in your pocket. Hot tip. Okay. After the break, going into this break, everybody taught me something here, so I'm going to try to relay everything that I heard. Who had some comments?
I had one on the timing when you pass the coin.
Right. He was asking about the snap. He says, do you bring your hand over or do you go straight up just before you snap? You go straight up. As soon as you do the transfer, the false transfer, you go straight up immediately. And Doug had a suggestion too. You go into classic palm. You go over here like this, false transfer, go into a classic palm right here, and then snap. It just makes it a lot easier because the fingers aren't in the way. You're not doing a little pretzel thing here. Boom. And also, Dale had a suggestion too. Not to come outside of this like little TV space, little TV screen. Try to keep everything within here. Instead of going out like this or out like this, keep everything within here. So it looks more fair, it looks more natural. It looks like, you know, it doesn't look like you're cheating, which of course you're doing very well at. So it's boom, gone. Then when you come down, both hands reach your front pockets at the same time like this. Okay? And you leave your hand flat. When you throw this coin to the other hand behind your back, you don't curl your finger in like this. Your finger's in. You just throw it back. Quick toss. And it's really quick. It's just boom, 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 boom. Just like that. Is it kind of prearranged so you move your hands around? It is prearranged, but do what fits you. Do what's natural for you. When you review this for the tape, on the tape, if you get one, you might not want to do what I do. You know? I mean, I used to be a cop, so it's a lot. No, I'm just kidding. So I do it a certain way when I pat down like this. So you guys might want to do what you find is most comfortable. And I had another suggestion. When you toss it, yeah, just do it really quickly. And then put only one hand in your pocket, like this. Some people were putting both hands in. Just makes it more difficult. Just like this. Gone. And the time misdirection is important too. You know, roll up your sleeve, show your fingers completely empty, so they forgot you even went near your pocket. And was there another suggestion? I thought somebody else had another suggestion.
I asked about using the coat, whether or not.
Actually, it's easier without a coat. I'm getting around it. There's pros and cons with a coat. The pro is they're not going to see you put your hand in your pocket literally, but we'll see it kind of go up a little bit. The con is that, you know, it's a little harder to get it in there. But it's still, you know, with a little practice, you should be able to do it. Anytime, anywhere, with anything. And that is the all-around vanish, thanks to Doug Wicks. His name, my trick. Here's the thing. Here's a penny. If you were to take the penny, can you guys see this? The lighting? If you toss it up like that, check it out. A little bit larger than it was the first time. Did that look fair? Did it look fair? Bummer. It was supposed to look really sneaky here. Check this out. This is called what I call a pitch and ditch. You need 2 coins for this. And I really don't believe I'm giving this away. This is something I've been fooling people with for quite a while. It's really very deceptive. It looks like you're throwing one coin up, but you're actually throwing the other coin up. And some people will even swear that the change happens in midair. I mean, I'll get credit for something I didn't even do here. I show the penny. Conceal the whatever coin you have in your hand. It could be anything but a coin. It could be a rock. It could be anything you want it to be. It could be a piece of coal to a diamond. It could be anything that you want to switch out. The way to do it is to casually just put your hand in your pocket. And I'm simply tossing one coin, the hidden coin, into my pocket, kind of like a top it, but it's a top-it-less top it. It's anytime, anywhere top it. The way to do it, show the coin, display the coin, pretend like you're tossing the coin. Look how I'm looking up first before I do it. You know, that's where they're going to look. And I hold back the penny. I start here at the very tip so they can see as much of the penny as possible. I don't hold it like this. I mean, it looks like the nothing trick again. So you hold it like this. And just before you're about to toss it, you'll lower it and conceal it behind your fingers and toss up this coin. And it's going to be hard to do this and break this down in slow motion here, but especially with my hand not in my pocket. But I throw this up, toss the penny over here. Watch. As this one goes down. You obviously don't want to toss it too high. The misdirection's too strong, and people go, gee, I wonder when it happened. Too obvious. So it's just a toss a little bit above your head, like this. And the timing's important, too. You don't want to do what I call like an L toss. You don't want to drop your hand and then shoot it over. You want to kind of toss it in an angle, like this. So it doesn't look like your hand did a quick jerk. And the finer points are to put your hand in your pocket with your thumb out. And you don't leave it there long. You don't go, hey, let me show you a trick. Can I borrow a coin? You just kind of put it in there at the last minute. You borrow a coin from somebody, just like this. You go, watch. If I give it a toss, they're looking up there anyway. They don't see you put your hand in your pocket. Give it a toss, and there it is. Silver dollar. Any questions on that? Questions or comments, class? I feel like a teacher. 3, 2, 1, ready, go, Steve. You're on call. Be funny. Be funny. Ready, go.
Before the big move.
See, that's terrific. You want to trade seats?
I can do hand shadows, balloon animals, whatever you'd like. Before the big move, okay, where you're sticking your tongue out and hoping it's going to go here.
The prayer move?
You're taking there's a very simple thing of taking the penny out to display it and
Okay.
getting your hand over to your pocket, and there's probably some timing and some naturalness that has to take place there, so you're not really, you know what I'm saying? You're getting your hand over to your pocket, and
Yeah,
not everybody knows what's going on yet, and so.
I put my hand in my pocket at the last minute.
Uh-huh.
I don't, like I said before, I don't kind of walk over here like this.
Right,
Is that what you're asking?
Right. Yeah, just the.
Somebody else had a suggestion too. If you hold it like this, it's more difficult to get it down here to where you need it. So Becky suggested holding it up like this a little bit. Then your thumb just does that. If you're doing it with a quarter, you'll want to put 2 fingers up so it hides the coin. Becky's the only one here who doesn't have pockets, so she's been watching everybody else do it. So you can borrow mine if you want, by the way, Becky. We can do this a little bit later. Hi. You have the good sense to edit this afterwards, correct, George? So in regards to your question, Steve, I forgot about you because I looked over at Becky again. So what was your question?
I forgot.
You were looking at Becky too. So you'll put your hand in your pocket at the last minute. Some of the other tips that I noticed when I was watching everybody, when you toss it up, think about just the large coin, because that's what they're going to be watching. Think large coin, because if you're thinking the smaller coin, you'll get that in perfectly, but this will go like out over here like this, and it won't look right. Okay? So you toss it straight up. It's so hard to break this down because of the momentum, but when this gets up to about here, this other coin gets tossed over here, like that. And what's cool about not having the camera in my pocket, you can't actually hear it hit the ground when you mess up, okay? And the other thing I should mention, you don't want to leave your hand in your pocket for too long. As soon as the penny goes in your pocket, here's how you get it out quickly. If I did this, it would look obvious. Like, oh, no, I'm okay, there's nothing sneaky here. Here's how you do it. Watch. You toss it in and do this. You just toss the coin from hand to hand, and there's a natural reason for pulling your hand back out of your pocket. Steve is taking copious notes. He doesn't want to buy the tape later, he told me. So we're going to pop quiz you at the end of this, Steve. Notes for a buck from Steve, that's right. Starting his own little lecture here. And I thought there was one other question or tip somebody had. Doug? The wedding ring. If you have your wedding ring on and you toss it, you might hear a clink. So my suggestion is a divorce. Don't get ahead of me, I knew it'd either be Rich or Steve. I paused a second too late. I was one of those two. So that's the suggestion. Also, if you're wearing jeans, you're going to have that little metal rivet. Correct. Was there a real one you mean? Besides the divorce? I don't have a good suggestion. I can't even get a date. You can do that. I don't know. I guess when you toss, when you see, I'm all flustered now. Hi, Becky. Getting to know you. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, welcome back. You had a question, Chris?
I was just saying, he had a good point, though. You could just, kind of hide your ring finger.
That looks natural.
Well, it's in your pocket, though.
Okay.
It's in your pocket.
It does.
Right?
You're right. I'm playing.
Smart ass. Don't make me come up there.
What was the word?
Smart Alec.
Alec. That was the edited version. Okay. The other thing, if you have that little metal rivet, you can either go up this way, since your pockets will be straight across. You go up this way, around it, or around this way and then down. It's a really quick motion, so it really, you're just doing this. Wait, this is the wrong thing, isn't it? We didn't finish that already. What kind of question is that? Was there a retroactive thought?
Yeah, the horizontal pockets are easier for this than it is for the around the
Yeah, the two moves, the all-around vanish. It's easier if you have these kind of pockets because you're just going straight across and in. With the pitch and ditch, it's easier if you have straight across pockets, but they both work. That is the all-around vanish. That is the pitch and ditch. That's a move that I developed, by the way, strictly by accident. I was really lazy one day. I was in the grocery store, and I had my hand in my pocket, and the lady handed me the change, and I tossed it over there, and I went, I got something here. In the next 3 days, I was just tossing cologne bottles and cards, and I mean, anything that would fit in my pocket. It was really exciting. Because decide as I do. I need to borrow a quarter, and is any ladies in the room? Hi, Becky. Dear sweetness, light of my life. Right up here. Right this way. I need to borrow you, and here's the quarter. Have a seat right here. I'm going to teach you a trick. You want to learn a trick?
I'd love to.
I'm glad you asked. Watch this. If I put this in my hand and do this a couple times, you know what you call this?
No.
Showing off. That's the word for that.
Okay.
Oh, a girl had a better line. A girl had a better line. I did this. You know what she called it? A lonely guy. True story. She just called me right. You can get out of the house. You got to meet people. Just like this. That's the first part you got to learn. That's the easy part. Are you with me so far?
Oh, yeah.
That's the easy part. If you go like this, though, watch. 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 Do you see it? I mean that literally. Can you see it on the camera here? That's the part we're supposed to say, ooh, ooh, that's okay. Now that's the first part. The next part's like this, though. Watch this. Don't take your eyes off it. Watch. Did you see it go? The same place. You already know where it's going to go. You shouldn't be surprised. Look, this time you're going to do it. Hold out your hand. This hand right here. Hold it up so they can see it. It's going to go from here to here. Would that be a good trick?
Yeah.
Turn around like this so they can all see it. From here to there. That would be a good trick?
Yeah. Great trick.
Oh, I like that. You improvise. I'll go with that adjective. We're going for great. Do you see it underneath here? Take a peek.
No.
You sure? Take a peek. Not underneath there. It's going to go from here to here. Watch it go. Wouldn't it be a better trick if you actually closed your hand, though? It'd be a lot more impressive. Hold down on here so they can see
Okay.
it. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. It's now gone. Does it feel like it's gone?
No.
Say yes. Here's your money here. Oh, I'm out. How nice bribery. I'm out of money here. Does it feel like it's gone?
No.
Say yes, yes.
Yes.
Ventriloquism. Yes. Now the hard part. 1, 2, 3. Open your hand. It's back. Is that amazing? It's back.
Yeah.
A magic crowd. You're not as impressed with these jokes as I thought I would be here. How about if I did this? Would that be more impressive?
Uh-huh.
Did you see? Go to my watch.
No.
You know why?
It's not.
It's not there. What would be more impressive? What would be the most impressive place for it to go? Anywhere. How about... We'll take you want to throw something out? Back in your hand? Would that be a good trick? You're looking for it. What would be better? How about your watch?
Yeah.
No way. That's impossible. That can't be done. Showtime. Hot ticket. Give her a hand for helping out. And you know the best part about this trick is? You made a quarter. You better have a seat before he figures out that his quarter's gone. There you go. That's the big finish. And that is a clever title. I call that Coin and Watch. Very clever title. There are several versions out of Coin and Watch. Johnny S. Palmer does one. He learned from a gentleman named Mark Sicker. This one's different, independently conceived. In fact, the way I found this out, I was filling in for Johnny at a restaurant, and I was doing that trick, and one of his regular patrons came in and said, "Hey, great trick. Johnny taught you well." What? No, I didn't even know he was doing that trick. Different method, and it kind of shocked me, so I thought I was Mr. Original here. But that's a really cool trick. It's what I call an invasive trick, where you actually take something or give them something. If you take their watch, that's invasive. If you put something on them, that's invasive. I have a routine for pickpocketing that I call, kind of a dyslexic thing I call put pocketing. I actually give them the stuff. So they start finding all this stuff on their person. It's really exciting, almost as exciting as taking the stuff. Because when I take it, sometimes I don't give it back. So to do that, you need, how many quarters would you guess? 14. That's right. You need 14 quarters. So they hear you coming. That's the only problem with that trick. It's not as deceptive as you would think it would be. You only need 2 quarters. You guys have 2 quarters on you? I've got the 1. Let me borrow yours.
Hey.
Hey. You're losing more quarters that way. Are you with us here? Okay, I'm just checking. All right. She's got 1. I've got 1. Here's how it's done. I start with 1 in my watch ahead of time. This is different than the method that Johnny S. Palmer uses. He loads his in. I like this. It's nervous-free. Just put it there and you're ready to go. Show the coin, flip it, and just do this a couple times if you can. If you can't do it, that's okay. Just flip it and do a false transfer again. Snap, show it gone. Show it gone. Is that good English? Show it be gone. Turn your watch over, and they can see the coin. Because it's like, jutting out, right jogged, out jogged to the side here. Then, here's the cool part. You do a shuttle pass. This is the thing I thought Rich would appreciate. You show the coin here, This other one's finger palmed in your right hand. You pretend to take this coin out, but you're actually revealing this coin as you turn this one to the side. You're killing. It's called killing your wrist, like this. And the best part about it is, look at this. Your sleeve is covering it from all angles. And the other thing that makes it deceptive, it makes a noise. It's supposed to. It's a quarter. It's supposed to sound like you're taking it out. Now you show a coin. They still see only one coin. You repeat the thing, and now you got a freebie. They know what's going to happen ahead of time because you've conditioned them. Now what I do is take the coin out. Can you come up here real quick, Becky? Got 1 minute left on this tape. Under pressure. Right here, just like this. I turn your hand over. I place this one flat on your palm, and I condition you ahead of time what's going to happen. You know it's going to go back to my watch, so the last thing you're thinking about is your watch. So now I make a little joke. I say it's going to go from here to here. Watch it go. By the way, it's more impressive if you actually close your hand. That's the joke as I put it in. So when they're laughing about that, they're not thinking that I'm digging that thing into their wrist. Then I go, watch, 1, 2, 3. It's now gone. Does it feel like it's gone? They'll always say no. They're not sure what to say, but they'll say kind of no. Then I pull out the money as a bribery thing. I guess I'll be doing it next week. But once you flash the bill to them, they go, oh, yeah, it's gone. It's definitely gone. You go, here's the hard part. Open your hand. It's back. Is that amazing? Now look what I'm doing with my hand. I'm holding her hand so she doesn't drop it. Because if they have a loose watch, it could jostle, it could fall out, or they could turn their hand over. So I hold it like this. I repeat the same thing. I do the false transfer, snap, put my right hand up here by her shoulder. That's also keeping her hand there. Show it empty, show it gone. Then I say, what would be the most amazing thing? And when I do this, I'll do this real quick. Look, when I show that it's not there, which is kind of weird, why would it be there? I drop this in my right pocket. And then I say, turn your hand over, and ta-da, it's there. Freak out, look in the camera, go, ooh, ah. Did I hear a boo? Ooh, that's better. And that's the big finish, that's coin and watch. We got that all on tape now. Okay, that's it. Thanks for your help. Okay. Perfect timing on that. Now I'm going to give you some finer point. Make sure you get that natural laugh again. Okay. All right, Becky.
Okay.
You ready, Becky?
Yeah.
Oh, steroids. You look good here. That's terrific. Okay. Here's the thing. Put your hand back over. Pretend that's... I had 2 quarters for this. One in your hand, one concealed in my hand. If you want to get it into a watch that's tight, when you squeeze their hand, you also tilt it up, which straightens out the skin and makes it easier to slip it in without the skin kind of bunching up on itself like this. So the way to do it, and by the way, as well, roll their sleeve up because you're teaching them a trick. That's your premise at the outset. You say, hey, you want to learn a trick. And the other thing is if they ever get caught putting the quarter in their watch, it's okay. I said I was teaching you a trick. And that's actually happened before. 99% of the time, this works for me. 1% of the time, someone will catch me. Very rarely. Don't let that scare you off. It's very, very rare that that happens. It's usually when I dig this into their skin.
What's your out when they catch you?
I say, hey, I was just teaching you how a trick, and then follow through with it. Just follow through with it. But end up fooling them later by putting it in again when they don't expect it because they don't know you have 2 coins. Okay? So you put it in here like this, straighten it up, and then put it, tilt their wrist back down again, and it locks that flesh in place. It's almost like God made us just for this trick specifically. So when I snap, open your hand, it's back. Hey! Now I show their hand empty. I've tilted down so everybody else can see it, but not so far that it falls. And I also position this so he doesn't move. Pick up the coin, flip it, do the same thing, show my hand empty. The reason this is deceptive is because I'm holding his right arm. There's a reason why I'm putting this in my left hand. If I just did this, that would look weird. Why didn't I just leave it in my left hand? So I do a false transfer and hold his arm for a second and go, watch. It's gone. When I say watch, I mean it literally. Did you see where it went? No. Not my watch. And then obviously went in your watch. And that's it. Those are some of the finer tips. Oh, that's even more amazing. That's even more amazing when they can't find it. I go, well, see you later. And then halfway, out of the building, you hear a scream.
Let's say you get halfway through the trick, you realize the person's watch is way too loose.
Just watch closely. Make sure you just don't get a loose watch. If that happens, just be satisfied that you did 2 cool tricks with your own watch. And then you go, oh, bummer, I was trying to get your watch. Or say something like, I'm making this up now.
Do you find it more difficult when a woman has a small, thin watch? A woman has a thin band?
She had a thin one. It's actually more impressive with a thin one because when they turn their hand over, their wrist over, it's glaringly apparent that there's a coin there. There's an instant reaction. I did this once at a party. It's only happened once. The guy actually got down on his knees and started doing this. And I go, oh, bummer, why didn't the person who hired me come by right now? That would have been so perfect. So anyway, thank you, Becky. I enjoyed that.
I'll call you later.
Who had a tougher grip than me. Please don't. Any other fine? Wally.
Do you do this for men also, or just women?
Whoever has the most accessible watch and in the right position. I won't do it if anybody's over to my left. I can maneuver myself over that way, but I prefer it if I just stayed where I was and there was the person on my right. And I also have them roll up their sleeve for a reason. I said, I'm teaching you a trick. And then I can immediately see what they have. And notice what I did too. I'm the type of person who touches people. You know, it makes it more comfortable when you finally do this invasive stuff later. If you're the type of person who's standoffish, and then you go to touch them, it's kind of an eerie thing. You're invading their social zone, their space. So ahead of time, I'm already looking. I mean, I feel comfortable enough to do this to people. Let me see here. Check this out. And I'm looking. That's easy for me. Anybody else? Questions or comments? Steve? Do you know?
So when you're looking, you're checking for their watch?
Yeah. I'm just babbling. I don't have a really articulate answer or a reason for why I'm doing it. I don't have perfect sentence structure. I go, hey, let me show you a trick. Let me see. Oh, let's see. You're right. Oh, yeah, you're just right for this. Okay, come on up here.
Yeah.
And I do that. And it's usually in a stand-up situation like this anyway, where everybody's in a cocktail party environment. So they're all standing anyway.
I wanted to say that you get a really nice complete vanish there with your coat, but if you want to do it in short sleeves or something, you could just go ahead and use the all-around vanish.
You could do great point. You could do the all-around vanish if you're in short sleeves and you don't have a jacket, or you could just hold out. It's the best misdirection in the world. And when they start bowing or screaming, you can just do that and get rid of the extra coin. I mean, it's as easy as that. Because I've got my hand up there on their tricep. And when I show it empty, and they turn their hand over and look at it, they're freaking out. The last thing they're thinking about is another coin in my hand. I'm sorry?
If they set up an altar.
If they set up an altar and everything like that, then you have to take out time, bow to Mecca, and get your orientation. So that is it. That was the coin and watch. We are now going to move on to my favorite trick of the whole lecture. This is something that happens to me regularly. I almost always encounter someone who's got a pen that looks like this. As a matter of fact, does anybody have a pen that looks like this? I'm going to make it vanish. To make it more impressive, a little bit at a time. Not the pen, but the cap. But it's not gone for good. It's just gone over here to the other side. Do you guys see that? Did it look good from the cheap seat? You didn't see it? Look, I'll do it over here so you can see it. You can actually see it go completely, but it's not gone for good. It's just gone over here behind my knee. That's why it's called a kneecap. You see, the bad jokes go with the trick. You said boo. They're booing me. I can't hear them over here. Over here, you can see it vanish. This way, you probably can't. Did you see it go? Did you see it go? Oh, it's actually not the cap. It's the pen that goes. I lose more pens that way. Did you guys see the pen? Did you see the pen? I'm leaning to one side. That's how you know. That's the giveaway. It's like a V8 commercial. Did you see that? Watch this, Becky. Don't watch the pen. Even though I do something like this to get you mesmerized, don't watch the pen. Watch the cap. Did you see the cap go? Yeah, up here. Did you guys see it? You just got to know where to look. It's like lost and found. I'm leaning to one side again. Now, don't watch the cap, though. You got to watch the pen. That's the part that really freaks people out. Did you see where the pen went? Did you see where the pen went, Brian? You're leaning to one side over here like this. And there it is. The pen's over here on his ear, on his side, and that's why he was leaning. And that's what I call recap. That's the big finish. This is a 5-phase routine. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's an orchestra. Everything is just, one thing to the other. The misdirection is so built in here. When they're looking here, something's happened here. When they're looking here, something's happened back and forth. It's just absolutely impossible to get caught with this, unless you do it wrong. The way to start this, first of all, you only need one pen for this. That's the beauty of this trick. You don't have to have two caps. You don't have to have two pens. You'll almost always find a pen like this, and I like them with contrasting colors. You don't want one like this that is like red. It'll still work, but it's not as impressive. It's not as shocking when the effects happen. So you start off by loosening the cap and then putting the cap back on very lightly, like that. That's all you got to do. And by the way, I should also mention that there's 3 ways. It's a 3-phase way I like to teach. The first one is show you how it's done. Do the trick, then show you how it's done, and then have you follow. So I'm going to do that second part now. Lightly held in there. Now, All I do is take the cap off with one hand and leave it in this position. And it's simply done like this. It's now in this position. The cap is now separated from the pen. As I say, I'm going to make the pen vanish. They're looking over here. They assume, obviously, the cap is in your hand, but you're not running without being chased. You're not saying, the cap is concealed behind my hand. You simply, they don't even know you're starting yet. Now you're going to put this end into the cap, but you're actually not really in it. You're going to put it right by it. Later, you're going to push it in. And the way to do that, from the beginning, you show it so they can see all sides of it. Take the cap off the pen, put this end towards the opening, pretend to take the cap off this end, and here's the convincer. It's an audio-visual illusion. Listen. It sounds, you hear that? It's a great convincer. You squeeze immediately. Don't do this. You know, like this. They can see the cap's not there. Immediately go into a fist, squeeze, show it empty. When they're looking at both sides of your hand, that's when you say, look, it's not gone for good. It's just gone over here to the other side. And I don't do this. I don't move around or anything. I leave things really focused in that little TV screen again. Show it gone. Show both sides of the hand. Show this over here. You got the cap on the end. That's the first phase. Pause for reaction. They think you're done at this point. That's kind of a neat trick in and of itself. Then turn a little bit to the side so they can see it, and you do what's called the David Williamson strike vanish. I'm simply putting this cap in my hand. The reason you don't see it is because I do it really fast. It's one of the few moves you do really fast. Most moves you do slow and fair and deliberate. This one here, look how fair that looks. Does that look okay? Hopefully it looks like it vanishes. I'm going to do that same behind the back thing again, tapping here as though I'm looking for the cap and finding it over here behind my knee. Say the kneecap line. When you say that, as bad as the joke is, it relaxes them, lets them think you're done with the trick again. Then you turn this way, and you say, that way you saw it. Now this way you didn't see it vanish. This way you will. There's a reason why I say that. It's because sometimes I get caught doing that. Did you catch me doing that?
No.
Okay, well, good. Sometimes people do catch me because it's like it's a blatant move. And that's okay, because I said, hey, I was going to show you anyway. I said, this way you can't see it, this way you will. And if they don't see it, that's okay. It's a bonus. It's a freebie. Then my right hand comes down as though the pen's there, and I do this little crisscross move because the pen could be there. It's a little time misdirection, so they forget that I went up towards my ear. I go, look, it's completely gone. Did you see it go? Well, actually, it's not the cap. It's the pen that vanishes. Notice how I open it up kind of like a coffin. Why did that come to my mind? So he's like, because I'm dying. Look at this, right up here like that. Show the cap, turn around, show the pen, and explain that you were leaning to one side, like this. I was leaning to one side. That's why you didn't see it, right? Then, as I take the pen out of my ear, I put the cap back up there. Did you guys see that the first time? It's really strong misdirection, and you don't even have to have a full palm when you do it. I was literally holding it like this. They think the trick's over again. I'm leaning to one side. First of all, I got all the misdirection in the world because I'm leaning. I simply put the cap up behind my ear, which pushes the pen up in between my two fingers and clip it between the third and the second finger right here, come back down, and do this move. You don't have to do that, but that just works for me. Puts the focus of attention back on the pen. And I hold the cap as though, my hand as though the cap was there the whole time. Then I do this move, simulating exactly what I did the first time. Now, the magicians think, cool move. And then I do this, and they go, uh-oh, too late, they can't reconstruct. Now it's back over here again. When you're looking at this, you're not looking at my other hand. Completely gone. Did you guys see that one? Did you see it? Can you see it from this side? It's a dead giveaway now. I just put it in my watch. When I take the cap out like this, once again, strong misdirection. They keep thinking, God, he got me again. He got me again. I'm not going to fall for it this time. Oh, I did. Oh, so they're actually looking away for a second. Pen's right here. I don't put it in so far that I can't retrieve it later, but also not far enough that it's exposed up here from this position. So when I push it in, the forefinger does the work. These three fingers act as a guide, and simply the tip goes right into your watch band. It's like that. Then when I show, when I talk to someone who's next to me, like Brian, they automatically look up at my ear. That's where everything else is gone. So when they're looking up here, I'm reaching up. Look how fair this looks. You still can't see it. Jim certainly can't see it because he's out of sight right now. My forefinger and my third finger curl in, clip the pen, pull it out, and pretend as though it came from his ear, and I slide it along his ear. It's a really weird, kind of visceral feeling. We're waiting 6 months to use that word visceral. Slip that right in. And it just slides right through here like this. Let me try it over here on Lloyd so you can see it. Pen's concealed. Cap is over here. I just removed it. I come up over here. When they thought it was on my right side, I come up over here, clip the pen between my forefinger and third finger, pull it out, and slide it along his ear like that. Was that visceral enough for you?
It was wonderful.
See how I slipped that right in? You didn't see that? I feel like when a college student just graduated from the English major. You look awful gregarious today, you know, in your capricious overtones. You look terrific.
Feeling visceral.
quite visceral. And that is recap. I'm wondering if there are any little details that I need to go over. Let's try it a few times. You guys will have questions. We'll come back and I'll give you the finer points. Okay? Okay, we're going to try it again. Wally had a suggestion that if you're too tall, it might be difficult to pull off the move. So we're going to use Becky again. How you doing, Becky? Nice to meet you. Fine. Good acting. So the pen is concealed here again. Tell me if and when you can see the pen. Come up here like this. I just do this.
You can't because there's misdirection on the left side.
On your left side,
yeah,
right?
and then by the time this is up here, it's past my line of vision anyway.
Yeah. Were you saying it might be difficult for him?
I'm talking about from the other people.
It happens so quickly, though, but when he starts to turn his head, I'm already curling in and clipping. So I'm already, whoops.
Oh, it just happened.
Yeah, I'm automatically coming up quickly just like this. And I'm only pausing at the last minute. I do it quickly here and then pause at the last minute. So I'm like pulling it out.
If you work in a semicircle and you go to the spectator who's farthest to your right,
To your right. Right.
then nobody's going to see it.
You won't see a
out.
thing. It's
Yeah.
really covered from all angles. The only people who would really see it are the people in the balcony, and that doesn't happen often when I do close-up. So, that was a little joke. Okay. The cap is on this end, and when you remove the cap, make sure the clip is facing you. So when you do the strike vanish, it's a lot easier because this clip doesn't get in the way. And your fingers don't get in the way of the clip. So it's like this. If I did it this way, I can still do it. But most likely the odds are that you won't be able to because the clip will be in the way. It's like this. Don't start it in the hand the way the strike vanish is normally done. Do it up here at the tip. And always drop the hand. Never throw the cap up. Never do this. They'll see it go up. But quickly tilt it both wrists like this. That's the whole key. Both wrists go up and then down. And on the downstroke, the cupped right hand grabs the clip. I mean the end. What do you call that again? A cap. I'll go with cap. Like kneecap. Just like that. Those are some of the finer handling tips. Once again, I'm not tossing the cap up. I'm simply dropping my hand, my left hand, and try to picture the cap suspended in animation for a moment. All I'm doing is going over and securing it. I'm just grabbing it out of midair like that. But my left hand has to go out of the way, and my left hand opens it up like this. All the fingers extend, so it gives it kind of a pow. Would you call wow? Pow? I'll go with wow. Just like that. If I did it here, it's hard to tell if it really vanished yet. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that. The whole hand opens up. Some of the finer tips. I mentioned before that the left wrist goes up at the same time the right wrist goes up. That's the old school. That's the old way of doing it. The way I think it looks better is to leave your left hand perfectly still, stationary position, and just hit it with your right hand. Doesn't that look better? It looks totally impressive. Just don't think too hard. I think it looks a lot better, just like this. That's a tip. And the tip of the pen, the end of the pen rather, should hit the middle of your palm. The tendency is to do this and have it extended. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it right here. And those are some of the tips. I think that's the hardest part of the whole routine. You don't need that part. It's modulated, like I said. You can pick and choose which parts you like. I think it's just amazing enough to do this, to be honest with you. Just squeeze, show it's gone, it's over here. Ooh, it's kind of cool. Then you can go into some of the other routines, mix and match as you like. And that's what I call recap. Any questions or comments on that one? Besides the fact that Becky can't do it because she can't do some of the same things. This part, the cap.
taking the pen.
Okay, you've got the pen already up there. You load the cap by holding it between these two fingers, the thumb and the forefinger, on the clip, and you push it under the pen, over the ear, and it pushes the pen up. Pushes it into position so you can clip it, like this. And don't hesitate when you do it. You just quickly do that, and you're all set. Once again, you got all the misdirection in the world. I personally do this afterwards, just so it kind of hypnotizes them. Do this a couple times. I say this: don't watch the pen, no matter how enticing it is, because it's the cap that vanishes. That's what you should be watching. And as they're looking for that, I do this move again, and it's already done. Oh, and I also come up here. Look how fair this looks. I show it gone, and I make this move like an umpire at home plate saying safe. Show that it's gone. Come up here. This also says gone, and it brings it up within your field of vision, your face. They're all looking up here. Then they're going to look up at your ear, and it's just a short distance between your chest and their ear to clip, curl, clip, and remove. That's recap. Does anybody have the Dan Harlan tapes on Rubber Band Magic? Has anybody heard of the Rubber Band tapes by Dan? Anybody heard of Dan Harlan? Anybody heard of Cartoon?
Yeah. He had 3 tapes for sale.
He's got 3 of those.
3 rubber band tapes.
This routine is on one of them. I'm not stealing it. This is mine. He did it actually better than me, which kind of bothered me. He had more time to work on it. I just gave it to him, and he remembered it in a minute and put it on. I didn't recognize it. But you start off with 2 bands like this. This proves to you that I've got way too much time on my hands, because I thought of this when I was flying from California to New York, and I was thinking of these not as bands, but as like time zones. If this was Western or Pacific time, this was Eastern time, you have the 2 in the center would be Mountain and Central. If I use my watch, I'd use yours, but let's just use mine. Take the watch, turn the crystal face down, put the band in through the top and then back over towards yourself. Through the top. No, this one here. Yeah, there you go. And then back over towards yourself, and then just pinch it. You don't have to buckle it. Just pinch it. Now, are you holding tight? There's no way in the world if I squeeze it would even go to the second one. Would it? Could I? Did you let go? Were you holding tight? Because if you don't hold tight, I could do that real quick, and it almost looks as though it's in the 3rd position here. Like Cleveland, which means I quickly want to go to New York, because nobody ever wants to be in Cleveland. There, it's from the top down to the bottom, from California to New York. Did you guys see that? Now for the hard part. From the top back to the bottom. For the bottom back to the top, rather. You ready?
Yeah.
From the bottom back to the top. Are you watching closely?
I'm watching.
Bummer, because I'm not that good. Watch. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Back up to the top. We're now back in California. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wally, you don't look impressed. What's the deal here? Actually, I'm kidding. We're obviously still in New York, because that was a little joke thing. You know how to tell if we're in New York? The time. It's cold. Plus, you didn't give me my watch back. It's now your watch. You're keeping it. The other way is the time. What time is it?
No?
Yeah. 9:15. What time would it be in New York? 12:15, 3 hours ahead. Look at the watch. What's it say? Say 12:15, so we have a big finish. It says 6 o'clock. You got it upside down. There it is, 12:15. That's the big finish. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Lloyd. That's it. All you have to do is preset it way ahead of time. My roommate said, "What time is it?" 9 o'clock. The lecture's over. I set it way ahead of time. I actually forgot about it myself. Since this is impromptu, you don't have to use your watch. You can borrow a watch and also set it as you go. The way Dan Harlan did it on his tape, he did it very well, except for this part. He unclipped it he put it in this position. The crown and the stem he pulled out and moved it with 2 hands. You can do it with 1 hand. All you have to do is take the middle finger, jam your middle finger nail in there, pull it out, and just start twisting with your middle finger. Just start twisting with your middle finger like this to the right position, 3 hours ahead. Once you've got there, as you're babbling, you're talking, you're looking around and everything, push the clip back in, you're ready to go. The date, now it's June. That's right. Oh, I feel warmer. This is great. So, and the other reason they don't see it, or the main reason they don't see it, is because you tell them to leave it face down. They don't get ahead of you on that. The way the rubber band part is done, very clever, which I give credit, obviously, to Dan Harlan, because this is his trick. This is called traveling cash. All I did is add the watch and the patter and all the contrived presentation. If you'll hold the watch, while you're looking at the watch, it looks as though I've done this ahead of time. You don't see that part, though. That's the secret. All I'm doing is switching positions of the rubber bands like that. It's happening as I tell him, turn the watch face down. When he's turning the watch face down, I put my thumbs over the top into the bottom band and switch the position of the bottom band up to the top, and then take these fingers and curl them back in between the bands. So the middle fingers will go in the middle of the band, the third fingers go in the bottom of the bands, and I'm done. All I have to do is let go of my thumbs, or remove my thumbs from the holes, change positions. That's the first one. It switches, look how easy that is. It switches from the top to the second position. Same thing with the third one. I just do this and immediately close. That's the key. And the reason you don't see it because I do this. The larger motion covers the smaller motion. Same thing with the last one. Very quickly, they don't see it, and it goes from the top to the bottom. The next part is the joke, and then the capper or the kicker at the very end is the time. Some of the finer handling tips are to start with the bands either in your left hand or your right hand with one over your forefinger, one over your pinky finger, or this way, whatever's convenient for you, and repeat with the other hand. So you've got this position. In fact, if you do this a couple times, it warms up the band and gives you really nice pecs. It's kind of neat. So if the trick doesn't work, at least you look good, okay? So you do this. When they're looking at the watch, you're taking your thumbs and you're putting it in here, but around the other side, in the bottom band, like this, from this side, the outside, around this way, through the bottom, and just changing. All you're doing is changing positions of the top band and the bottom band, like that. And then you open your fingers, these two fingers here, and you put them in this position. Middle fingers in the middle, third fingers, ring fingers on the bottom, and you're all set. This is what it looks like from the front. It should look fair, it should look honest. And all you're doing now is removing your thumb and doing that. That's one. That's two. Put them back in that position. There's three. And you're all set. That's it. You guys want to try that now? Give it a shot. All right, class, put your rubber bands away. Actually, I am gonna. Wait, I'm the substitute teacher. What am I thinking? Armed and dangerous. I'm going to show you one more with a rubber band. One rubber band, that's all you need. And one lovely female. Lovely female? Anybody lovely female? Jim? Oh, look at who we have over here. Right this way, lovely female. This is the greatest presentation in the world. Listen to this. Put your hand through there. Anyone? You like that presentation so far? Pretty clever? There's no presentation. Hold out your fingers like this. Flare them out. This one here. So there's no way I can take the band off of your hand. Okay? No way I can go off. Unless, of course, I were to break and go around this way. But the cool part is if you squeeze, it goes right back again without breaking the band. Through bone, flesh, and skin. Is that cool?
Yeah.
It's only a rubber band trick. Did you see that look in her face? Well, do it again. Watch. By the way, you know why you'll never forget this trick? Little red welt on the back of your hand. No, I'm teasing. Actually, that's the big finish. But I usually do that with a guy. I put this on a guy's hand. I go, you know why you'll never forget this? Little red welt on the back of your hand. You'll never forget this trick as long as you live. You see that line, you'll always think of me. And that's it. That's the finish. Now let me show you guys how it's done. Very simple, quick, easy to do trick. It took that long. Did you see the setup? That's all it takes. This is a doubled over band. Look how fair this looks. It's a doubled over band. The part you're not supposed to see is right there. If you can get a close-up on that, George. Okay. If you put your hand in there, notice how I open it up so there's plenty of room for her. I do this. This still looks fair. You can't hold it too long. This is the part you're not supposed to see. Put your wrist in there, or your hand in there. For you, for a woman, I'll do it up over here on her sleeve so it doesn't rub against her. Okay? I showed that there's no way I can take it off unless I go this way, up, over, around, squeeze, and the band goes back without breaking through bone, flesh, and skin.
That's great. You cannot see that.
Even from your side, you can't see it. Say that a little bit.
You cannot see that.
Showtime. All right. So the way it's done is, this is not easy. 2 minutes to explain this? taking 2 minutes to think about how I'm going to explain this. The best way to explain this is to have Becky sit down. How's that for continuity? I'm going to turn this way so you can see over my shoulder and get a good view. This band's about to break, so if it falls out of my hand, it's not me. Start with the band between your forefinger and your thumb in this position. Okay? Now you're going to pull both strands to the left so it looks like one of those less than signs, kind of like a triangle there. Then you're going to take this forefinger and put it into the hole where your thumb is below. This forefinger goes down below and takes over where your thumb is. Your thumb lets go. You guys with me so far? Now your middle finger goes into that same hole. I mean, actually, not just the middle finger. All 3 fingers go into that same hole on the right side. You'll see like an X. It goes into the hole on the right of the X and does this. So you get this big, giant opening like this. Now, on my left forefinger is where that connection point is going to be. So I take my thumb, I go into this hole right here where this big gap, this big opening was, and my forefinger is going to come out. If I just pull my forefinger out right now, the thing is going to dismantle. So I want to pinch my forefinger and my thumb at that fulcrum point right here and just kind of twist it. If I twist it into like a little knot, that's the key. Because that's now the connection point. If I were to let go, that's going to separate. Right here. Then I start twisting this so it looks like one strand. Now I've got this connection point right here. If I were to let go, just to show you, look. In fact, that's a trick in and of itself. Look, it's back. To break this down from this side, so you can see, everybody else can see it, once again, just like before, I just move it over. Forefinger here goes into the thumb hole, around this way, not back, but forward. The middle finger, all 3 fingers now go into this hole on the right and open it up like this. Now, if just let go, just for grins, just so you can see where that connection point is, let go of your left hand. You see that? So you just want to keep those 2 points together. Keep those 2 points together by curling your forefinger and your thumb. And then you're all set. If you do it right and you get the curl just right, that won't happen. You'll actually be able to hold it between your, actually, just like that. You don't even need just a little bit of pressure. You can hold it between that one forefinger. And that little knot right there is holding it in place, and you can't tell from the front. Look how fair that looks. You can even hold it outside like this. Extra fair. That little point, that little knot is hidden right here. Then you have them put their hand inside, but you got to do this first to accommodate the insertion of their hand. I just lift my thumb up here, my fingers down here pull down, thumbs pull up. Put your hand in there, Jim. We're all set. I say flare out your fingers like this. That sets up 2 things. Number one, it makes it impossible later for them to reconstruct that I ever pulled it off their hand. Also, it shows my right hand fair and empty because I've got my thumb in there. Now I come over, take that connection point, separate it like this. I don't just go, ta-da. I mean, that would look like I tried to do something sneaky, but if I went like this all the way around, it looks dramatic. And the right point right here, I'm going to end up squeezing. This right end, I come over here like this, transfer positions, so the left forefinger and thumb, pinch right here so it looks like I put those 2 ends together. And there it is. It's almost like I just healed it. Hallelujah, I believe. It's a miracle. Just like that. I know you can walk without that cane. Come on, Jim. Yes, sinner. I know. Oh, I was trying to get your watch. Bummer. Oh, you don't have one. That's my technique for taking watches. You heal them. They're so grateful they just give you the watch. By the way, you should be, by the way, I got to stop saying by the way. I noticed you noticed that too. I have to, if you're going to do impromptu magic, you should be able to pick up anything. Becky? No, I'm just kidding. You should be able to pick up anything like this and do magic with this. Since I can't pick locks, let's see, how about, is there anything in here that's valuable, Chris? Anything at all? Let me know. Always do it over somebody's head. It's more impressive. There's a risk factor going here. You don't look too happy about that risk. Just like this. And what do you call that?
Showing off.
No, a lonely guy. There you go. And you got a briefcase out of the deal. Hey, how about that? You guys have your spoons. Good. I shouldn't have told you to bring them out first. It's going to be here and this and everything in the middle. Who's got a ring I can borrow? Ring, ring, ring. Can I borrow your ring? Does that come off? Are you happily married? They came off way too fast. And when you travel, that tan line is completely gone now. That's not a good sign. Usually people throw it at me. Go long, Greg, look. You guys all set? Spoon, ring, ring, spoon. The object is to get the ring on the spoon. That's the easy way. Piece of cake. I'm going to try to go this way. The way to do it is just to hold it in this kind of grip, and if you use some force, just want to see it look on your face. You can actually go this way, but one metal is heavier than the other metal. This is the heavy one, this is the soft one, so if I went this way, one of them has to give. Once again, that's the easy way, piece of cake. This, look, is the hard way. Literally right through. It's in, around, over, and there's no way off. Did that look cool? Isn't that neat? But if you look closely, you can see there's barely any damage to your ring. Can you tell? Barely, barely. You might not be able to get it on your finger. So wait, if I did this, now it looks a little smaller. Actually, too small. I hate when that happens. Bummer. Wait, I have an extra one over here. Looks kind of like yours. This is an extra. It's a little substitute. You can have that as a souvenir. There you go. Give them a hand for being so brave. Now I need to bang that a little bit to show you how it's done. Don't practice this on their ring because it's metal. The way to do this is to put it on here, talk about that being the easy way. I'm going to substitute positions. It's going to go from here to here. But I'm going to do it all in the guise of making it look like I'm taking it off. And now it looks like it goes right on. Does that look fair? Put it on. This is Jay Sankey's trick called stirring silver from 100% Sankey. It's called stirring silver. Did I mention that? You put the ring on, and you clip it now. Here's the important thing. Between the forefinger and the thumb. Actually, I take that back. Between the third finger and the pinky finger, because you have to be able to do that. That's the whole key. That's the hardest part of the whole trick. You're simply doing that. But you're quickly putting your thumb back into behind the spoon to straighten it out. So it looks like nothing's happened from behind. They think, and you have to coordinate that obviously with your left hand. It doesn't look as impressive if you do that. So you cover it, shield it with your left hand, make it look like you're taking it off, and make sure you go straight up. I've taught this to people and they go like this. All righty now. There's another trick. You're getting way ahead of them. You only want two effects in this routine. So you go straight up, then a little small subtlety here. Makes a difference. Small difference, but makes a difference. My pinky is behind, right here, preventing the ring from going down too far. So what I want to do is hold the ring with my thumb so my pinky can come out from that position and back over here. So it doesn't look like I'm doing this weird clipping thing. It's not there long. Doesn't make a big difference, but it's enough of a difference. So I just do that. Then I pretend it's in my left hand and I jam it. Boom! As I simply let the coin drop as my fingers separate. Make sure you don't separate the forefinger and the thumb at the same time. Just these three fingers. And it comes into view, and they can hear it. It's a great audio illusion. Boom! It sounds like it went right on. And don't shake it too much if it's their ring. Just say, look, it's really on there. And Lloyd's going, I agree with that. Then you take it off, and you say it's a little bit large. Obviously it had to go over the bowl of the spoon. Let me shrink it a little bit. Oops, too much, I'm sorry. And do that same move again as you reach in your pocket and say, oh, I have an extra one though. Very strong because you're showing the left hand very fair to be empty. I'm pointing it out with the spoon. There's no way in the world they're going to think it can actually get over here to your pocket. It went all the way around to get over there. What a great name for a vanish. I'm going to give you a finer handling tip, turned around again, excuse the view again. I'm going to show you how it's thrown and then put into the pocket. You can do it with the jacket, you can do it without the jacket. Now you can't because the microphone's in the jacket. Forget what I said. Do this move, right? Got it concealed in your right hand. Look how natural it looks, by the way. I'm not holding it like this. I'm not gripping it with a death claw. It's really natural. Boom. I don't set it up and hit it really hard either. I just go, boom. If you happen to hear a noise of it clanking against the end of the spoon, that's okay because they think you're hitting it with the bowl of the spoon. Then you get an extra effect.
That's even better.
You like it better that way?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Bitchin'.
They can hear it go. Bitchin' is the word for the day. We're going with bitchin'. So then when you turn around, you don't do this during the trick, by the way. It's not as impressive if they see this side, okay? Then you toss it and just simply reach in your pocket and pull it out.
Yeah.
Did you get a close-up on that, George? Was I getting a little behind in my work? Turn the other cheek if you don't like that joke. Are these all being edited?
That was stinky.
Not all it's cracked up to be. So anyway, I'll let you have that back, and we'll move on to the next thing. But who knows? I'm going to show you something that most people probably know, but I think it's perfect for this lecture because it's an anytime, anywhere effect. You guys know 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket? Most of you? Who doesn't know 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket? Okay, let's do 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket. I just happen to have 3 objects right here, 3 rolled up dollar bills. You can use anything. You can use sugar packets. You can use coins. You can use 3 rolled up dollar bills. You take, it's kind of like a math thing. It's like a math test. I hope you guys study for this pop quiz. You take 1 in your hand. Guys, can you guys see the up here? Is this too high? Okay. 1, 2 in my hand, 1 in my pocket. How many would be here? 2. No, it's actually 3. I'm an English major. I'm not good with these numbers. Here, let's do it again. What? 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket. I mean, it really goes in there. How many would you say now? Maybe I'm not explaining this right. I don't know what the deal is here. I'll do it extra slow too. I'll really leave it in the pocket. I don't pull it out and throw it over. You'd see that would be obvious. How many would you say now? 2. You're sticking with 2. Roughly 2. I enjoyed this far more. I actually hurt myself laughing on that one. And that's the misdirection. When I do this, I can actually show that there's nothing there, and actually I cheated. It doesn't matter what you say. And that's the big finish. That's 2 in the hands, 1 in the pocket. You think I'm kidding. I'm actually laughing. I pulled something here. What you don't want to do now is this. If you really need the money to spend it, you don't want them to see that you actually have a 4th one either. And that's what I forgot. I was going into another trick. I'm going, how am I going to do this? I'm doing a false transfer. I'm doing all these things. I almost made up a whole new version. You're going, hey, that'd be impressive if you pulled it off. 3, as far as they're concerned, 1 finger palmed in your right hand. I'm going to place 2 in my hand when they think I'm putting 1 in. I'm putting 1 in. That one's fair. The next one I'm dropping 2 in. But they can't see it because it's a flash. 1 goes back in my pocket, or starts in my pocket. That's the first one. When they say 2, look what I'm doing. I'm just pulling this back out again. It's as simple as that, and I've got 3. I'm ready to do the same move again. I'm in the same position where I was. 1 in my hand, 2 in my hand, 1 in my pocket. How many now? Oh, and I leave this one here. And I just kind of do a little gesture like this. Could have gone, I know he's about to do something there. So this says empty. Without saying so, show that there's actually 3. This time, you put 2 in your hand, 1 in your pocket, but I actually did a false transfer and pretended to put 2 in my hand, and it looks like this broken down. I pick up 2 for the last one during the offbeat. Offbeat is the relaxation point. Onbeat is the focused point. When you just did an effect, and they're like, boing, that's the offbeat. They're relaxed. They don't know you're about to do anything again. That's when you pick these 2 up and pretend to put them in your hand. It's not even sophisticated. Just do the same thing I did with the coin, holding back with the thumb, letting go of the thumb as soon as it comes out of this hand, and goes into finger palm position, comes back here, and picks this one up. In fact, I don't even think I come back. I just immediately go to the other bill. These 2, pick this one up, put it in your pocket, drop all 3 of them, and here's my favorite little sneaky part. Watch this. How many would you say now? See what I did with my hand? They think, oh, he's about to do that. There's the move. He's about to do it. That's too late. I cheated. Doesn't matter what you say. It's gone. Roughly 2. That's the best answer I've ever heard. This one really does use only 3. Really, I swear. Just kidding. Really only 3. Get positioned here. This is a technique that I used. Let me tilt this up so you guys can see this. when I was a kid for getting rid of my vegetables. I hated vegetables when I was a kid. I think of these as like Brussels sprouts, okay? My technique was to give it to my dog without anybody seeing it. The way to do this is go through the table. My mom would see me if I went under and over or around the table. She'd see that. So here's what I did. My dog's underneath the table. I'm right here. I push, and it literally goes right through to the other side. My mom doesn't see it because it starts right here. This is the plate, and it never leaves that area. It never leaves right here. Watch. Underneath the table. I push. And from Becky's side, did you see it go that time? My mom didn't either. Don't feel bad. That's two now that have gone through. Watch the last one as fair as possible. Look how fair this is. You're watching here. All I do is push, and it literally goes through the middle of the table, and that's my technique for getting rid of my vegetables called cheating, basically. My dog would eat them underneath, and that's the technique. Oh, give me a name for this, Doug. I don't have a name. Catch you on the spot. Down with vegetables. What'd you call it?
Feeding Bernie.
Say it again?
Feeding Bernie.
Feeding Bernie, that's his dog. How many people caught one of the moves? You caught one? Everybody, how many people caught two moves? Did Chris? You know this trick, I hope.
Yeah.
And how many people caught three of the moves? Good. I was hoping I'd catch everybody in at least two of the moves. I really do use only three. When I push these two together and I reach over here like this, I just lapped one. I'm going to do this a cursory fashion, and then I'll do a little bit more detail later. When I talk about my dog underneath the table, this says my hand's empty without saying so. Pick that one up in my lap, push, show two. They're fooled at this point. I mean, I should say they're in offbeat at this point. It's like, wow, it went through. They're amazed. So I say, look, it starts here, and that's the plate. It never goes around. I just lapped another one. You guys see that one? I place this one underneath. Don't pick the one up in my lap. I simply push here and show that there's only one left. There should have been two, obviously, but two are underneath the table. Now for the last one. I pick that one up in my lap. There's nothing here. And I do this little move again, like there's something there. Very deceptive when there's all three now underneath the table. Let me break it down a little bit slower now. From the side, here's what it looks like. Once again, you only have three bills. As you're squishing the two bills together up here, you're not really bunching them together. You're just lightly coalescing them together right here in your hand. Not squeezed tightly, but just lightly right here. Now, here's the beauty of this. Check this out. When I reach for this third one, I could go under, but that won't serve my purpose. I have to go over, which automatically drops my hand. Like this. I put these two together. I reach over here. Look where this hand's going. As soon as it comes down to grab this, which is where everybody's looking, I drop that one. Sneaky is what they call that. Unfair. Come back up here. Pretend like I'm squeezing all three together. It's very fair. I'm not anywhere near the edge of the table right now. I bring it up towards the middle of the table so it still looks fair. Maintain the fairness by showing my right hand empty. That's my dog underneath the table. Go in and pick the bill up in my lap. With this table, it's difficult because I'm like wearing it. But you'll have room to scoop it with your thumb in your lap and go towards the middle of the table, like this. These two, or actually three as far as they're concerned, you push, lever it like this. The reason you want, this is a very critical move. You don't want to just go look. You want to lever it like this because later you're going to go back. So it's like this. Turn it this way so you can see it better. Lever it back like this and show that one has gone through. Now I say, the reason you didn't see it because it was right here and it never left this area. I just dropped the next one. I'll do it again. Watch. When I lever back like this, I look like I'm picking up both, but I'm actually lightly holding them so one can drop out easily. So I do this so one can drop out. And it happens as I place this one in that position that occupies the position where this was. To occupy that position, this hand has to retract. It has to come back. When it comes back, it's natural. Nobody suspects it. I can let that one go as I place this one down and immediately come back up on my elbow. So I'm not maintaining this position for too long. You guys with me? And I just make a little circle like that's where the plate is. A little bit more time this direction, that they would forget that I came near the edge. You can even use a plate there if you want. Just top out, look, just move the plate, say, look, it hasn't moved that area from that area. Take this one, place it underneath. Don't pick the one up in your lap yet. Push, they think that's two, it's actually one. The reason it's so deceptive is because I let that one go. It's kind of a modified Han Ping Ching. There's another momentum thing here. It looks like I should have two in my hand here. It's supposed to look like that's what I'm doing. It looks like I'm taking the dice and rolling them. But actually, I'm taking one and rolling it, and this one is going out of my hand at the same time. So it looks like both of them came out from underneath the table. So now you're way ahead of even magicians at this point. Take the two, place them in your lap, pick up the third one, go underneath the table, do this little sneaky feign here, like there's one in your hand. Do this little lever thing again. You've got all three that have gone through. And that's what we call
Yuppie chow.
Yuppie chow. But that would have to be $100 bills. So. And that's that. That's yuppie chow.
Yuppie chow.
Okay. One other thing, if you're at a restaurant, you're almost always in a situation where there's sugar on the table. Can you hand me one of the sugars there, Lloyd? Crumple it up into a ball using your mighty grip, your bulging muscles.
Is roughly one?
Roughly, is that roughly one? Can you roughly sit down now so we can see this? The idea, this is too funny. Whoops, get this out of the way. What I do is I take the sugar and I place it through my hand like this. This is how I pay for the bill, just for the record. I push it through like this. That's how I pay for the bill. The sugar changes into a bill, not just any bill, a $50 bill. Could have done it with a 1, but I thought you guys would be more impressed. If I roll it up into like a little tube like this, and somebody holds out their hand, that's the bill, and that is the tip. And that's how I pay for the waitress. That's it. Did I say pay for the waitress? Was I buying the waitress here? They'll say anything on the spot here, won't you, Greg? Real simple here. This is called the Charisma Change from J.C. Wagner from his book, 7 Secrets. He had the suggestion to switch anything. Switch sugar cubes, switch sweet and low to sugar, switch anything. I decided to switch it to a bill. For a little kicker, I just put a coin inside of it for a little comic relief at the end. A little comic relief at the end. Conceal it in your hand, left hand position. I had it in my right hand. I was even in camera and I had to do this thing. But leave it in your left hand. Put this through. Can you guys see it? Shouldn't be able to see it from here. Now I drop the sugar through. I'm conditioning them. They see it go through. They're expecting to see it go through, but it doesn't. As fair as possible, it changes to the bill. Did you catch it that time, Lloyd? It's like this then, watch. I've got this concealed. I drop that one down, pick it up. I'm going to drop it in my lap soon, but not yet. I'm conditioning you. There, I just dropped it in my lap. Then I drop that and show my hand empty. Very fair. I think this is something that's very doable. Most people will probably do tomorrow. Once again, I've got a table. It's going to be difficult, but can you guys remember that, you think? Finer points, just leave it in your hand. You're all set. Pick this one up, drop it through. But when you do it, don't let it go roll that far away, because then you have to come way back here. It's hard to condition. So keep your hand a little bit low. Do it again. On the third one, drop it in your lap, and once again, leave your thumb behind your fingers. You don't want to do this. Okay, I've seen people do that. Come up here and don't display your empty hand for too long. Just immediately go back into your fist and do this final revelation away from the edge so it looks extra fair. And if you rolled up the coin inside the bill in such a way, it won't make, in the right way, it won't make a big thud. Then you open up the bill, leaving the quarter concealed behind, roll it into a tube, and let it drop out. It's as simple as that. That's the big finish. I think that's something you guys might do, and that I call Yuppie chow. Yuppie puppy. Okay, that's it. And it uses something that you'll find almost anywhere, if not in your pocket, on somebody's desk. If you walk into an office, you literally can do this with anything that, well, you don't have to carry anything on you. They've got a stapler. They've got business cards. If you were to reach in and take out one card, and you showed everybody else, and you were to put it back in again, If I were to find that card, would that be impressive?
No.
That would be stupid, is what that would be, because the cards aren't marked yet. We're going to mark it right now. But I'm going to tell you ahead of time what's going to happen before I even do it, so there's no element of surprise. Two of these cards are going to reach in and grab his card. They're going to be the card's going to be sandwiched right in the center. Here's what I mean. Using the stapler, can you hand me that? See these two cards here? I'm going to staple them right here, and I'm going to sandwich your card right in between. I'm going to reach in and grab it out. Here's what I mean. First, get a card. Just touch one. Just touch one. Look at it. It doesn't matter if you marked it. I mean, if I have to mark it, well, let's get a pen. Mark it right now, right here, or on the back. Actually, do I sound like I know what I'm doing? Push it right here, right there. Great. That's your mark. You know it again if you saw it.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it right here in the center. I've got no idea which one it is. I just know about where it's at. It's about somewhere towards the middle. You're going to stand back up here again. You're going to riffle the cards like this. Do that right here. Riffle them like that. And I'm going to reach in, do it this way, because I'm going to reach in through here. Boom, just like that. Now, let go. Sit down so we can see this. Notice that the two cards went right in the very middle, about where his card was. I'm kind of estimating about where his card was. Look. I got a card, look. In the very center, from the very center. Not only that, is that your card? That's it. Not only that, hold on to that. Does it feel like it's actually stapled? Of course, I'm holding with my thumb, but it feels like it's stapled. You know the best convincer? If I let go. Shake it. Does that feel like it's stapled? The exact card that he just had a second ago that he pulled out is now stapled in between. And that is the big finish for that. That's a convincer. Now for the method. Stack of cards, stapler, no preparation whatsoever. I simply have him take out a card. He looks at it, notes it, remembers it, puts it back. That joke is not just for, that line's not just for a joke. It's to set them up so when they reconstruct this, they remember that they pulled one card out and it was singular. It was in fact singular and separated from the rest of the pack. So when he puts it back, I have him take another card, which in fact he does. But before I do that, I take these two cards from the top, turn them face down, push this top card over, retract it, so I've got a pinky break. Pinky break over the top card. It's simply just doing this. Or if you want, push over 3, and you've got that pinky break all set. Take these two cards, place them face down on top of that one singular card there's a pinky break. I've got 3 cards now. I just pick up put these 2 on there, pick up the 3, and thumb over the top card, maintaining the bottom 2 in a double lift, like this. Can you guys see this? So that extra one's hidden underneath here, hidden underneath. Now, I leave everything out jogged. If I were to staple all 3 like this, it wouldn't look good. So what I do is I bring this second one back so it's coalesced with this deck. I bring it back like this and bring the one on top forward so it's butting up against the first one. Now, look how fair this looks. This looks like the pack. It looks very deceptive, very disarming. In fact, this is the position we're really in, where it's going to be stapled right now. I reach in here and I staple below where this pack is right here, so you actually get all 3 of them, because remember, this is in-jogged. You set this aside and you show in between. Don't show too far, they'll see a card that's in there. But you separate it like this so they can see that there's nothing between it. Turn it face down, the whole unit gets turned end for end over like this. You have them reach in and take out a card. So say they touch this one here, they're going to sign right there. You want to sign that again? But in fact, here's what really happens. I say, sign here. Actually, sign here. Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about? When I say that, here's what happens. I just did it ahead of time, actually. That line was deliberate. I'm pushing this one in. That's not the one he's going to sign. He's going to sign this one down here on the bottom. The way it's done, I push this one in. Oops, this is actually here. I push this one in as I push these 2 forward, which automatically exposes that one on the bottom. It's the easiest move in the world. and it looks like they're signing the one that they just touched in the center. Yes, you're really signing this time. Roughly there. And I'm pushing it back in, but I don't come up like this too soon. They'll see it's on the bottom. I start to square it up as I'm raising my hands. They think it's in the center now. Turn the whole unit over. Don't turn it over like this. That's a dead giveaway, all right? Turn it over with your fingers on those two cards, and you're halfway home. You turn these back over this way. This is going to be difficult if you're not getting the tape. But you turn it over this way so you can hide their card in your palm. Hide it like this. Now when he flips the cards, don't let him flip it this way, because when you go in later, they're going to be a different orientation. Make sure the cards are face up. So when he does this, right in front of you, right in front of him, just do that. You just extend your fingers and shoot those in. So if he did this, quickly. Now you let go, you stand back, and you let them appreciate the moment. You go, look, very fairly. You lift up the whole unit. You go, look, it's in the center, about where your card was. Not only that, look, I actually trapped the card just like I said I would. And I like to tell them ahead of time what's going to happen. No element of surprise here. I think they appreciate the pure physicality of it, the athletic actions. Like, whoa, you really did what he said it was going to do. Then you turn it over. Second effect, you got the card. Third effect, you hold it right here and you do this bit. Like, hey, it's really stapled. Of course, it's really not unless I did that. Then they see it's really stapled. They relax when you go, hey, it's stapled. And you admit that you're holding it with your thumb. They relax going, oh, of course you're not really doing that. Whoa, he is. Whoa, it's amazing. And that's the big finish. Thank you. Becky. He signed Becky. Everybody's Becky except Becky. And that's that. There you have it. That's it. Hope you like what you saw. Hope you get as much reaction out of these routines as I did and do. And now I'd like to take the time to share with you a few afterthoughts, starting with the pitch and ditch, which I should say looks much, the key word here is much better close up in front of spectators than it does from a video that's shot 20 feet away, because the camera catches everything. It doesn't blink. It's totally unforgiving. And it's the toss. It's the misdirection of the toss into the air that completely diverts attention away from the other toss, the secret toss of the other coin in the pocket. All I can say on that one is try it, you'll like it. Another routine that bears mention is recap, which is featured in complete detail in Paul Harris's book, The Art of Astonishment. And lastly, I just want to give credit where credit is due to Michael Weber for his effect with the rubber band effect that I called off the cuff, that is actually offhanded penetration from his book, Lifesavers, the Handbook of Impromptu Miracles. And the get ready for that, the setup for that effect is based on an ancient Indian principle that I first saw in Reputation Makers by Harry Lorraine, his book, and then Martin Gardner's book, The Encyclopedia of Impromptu Magic, which at this point is far more detailed than you ever need to know. So on that note, thanks again, thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Take care, beat it, scram, hit the road.